Dang, are my roots really this dark? I swear, I just got my hair done like a month ago. So for today's video, I'm going to be trying out the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Healthy Luminous Makeup Foundation. I used to use this all the time, and I'm pretty sure I haven't used it in over a year or two, but I've never done a wear test. I don't think I've ever applied it with a brush, so I thought it would be cool to sit down and see if I still like it, because I remember really liking it a couple years ago, and I know for a fact that I went through an entire bottle of this, which never happens. So I want to give it a try again today. So I have two shades here. I have the shade, so I guess I have a cool undertone and a warm undertone, which is cool because I think I got this at Target, and they have, like, for this foundation, they have a neutral undertone row, a warm undertone row, and then a cool undertone row, which is awesome because I will always pick neutral undertone, so which is weird. I don't know why I have this warm one, or I'll pick a cool undertone because I think that looks the best on my skin. Like, I don't like yellow undertone foundation like at all, or pink, not for me. I'm gonna go ahead and prep my face, and then I will read you guys some information. So I'm just using my Clinique Moisture Surge Face Spray. I'm gonna let that soak in really quick. So the number one thing I like about this is I love the packaging. I think it's super nice. It is a glass bottle, and what? Did you guys see that? Oh my god, it just got all over everything. Weird, why did it do that? That has never happened before. Anyways, I like the container. I like that there is a pump. You do get 1 full ounce. It says it has an SPF of 20 on the bottle. Shake well before using. Apply evenly onto face using fingertips or applicator. Blend outward until desired coverage level is achieved. So that's all it says right here. So this warm one, which I think is the one I'm going to use, this is in the shade W4 Natural Beige. And then I also have this one right here. This one's in the shade, this is a cool undertone, and this one's in C3 Creamy Natural. So we have the warm 4, or W4, and then I think this was C3, right? Yeah, C3 and W4. Primer do I want to use? I guess I don't like this primer. I think I say this in every single video, but I'm trying to use it up. This is the Marc Jacobs Coconut Primer. So I went to a couple places to find some information. First off, I did look at Ulta to tell you guys how much this retails for, but it was like $11 or $12 at Ulta, and I was like, no. So every time I do a drugstore foundation first impression, or talk about drugstore makeup at all in general, like, always go to Walmart first, because Walmart is always the cheapest, and then I feel like it's Target, and then Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid are like more expensive than Walmart and Target, in my opinion. So I would always check out Walmart first. So anyways, this retails at Target for $7.79. Then I went to the L'Orealparis.com website, and it says, finally, makeup that creates skin so healthy it's luminous. True Match Lumi Healthy Luminous Makeup combines 3 powerful ingredients that work to improve your complexion the more you wear them. 40% pure water for all-day hydration, antioxidants and vitamins C and E for improved clarity and skin tone, and liquid tint technology for an instant luminous glow. Let's see. It says, see the results. Instantly, skin's illuminated. In 1 month, skin will be clearer, healthier, and more luminous. Again, it says finish is luminous, SPF 20, coverage is lightweight buildable coverage that lasts up to 8 hours. Skin type for all skin types, safe for sensitive skin. This also comes in 15 different shades. And again, it says warms, neutrals, and cools. So I'm just going to shake this up. Hopefully the lid doesn't fall off again. And if I didn't tell you guys already, I'm going to use the W4 shade today. So I'm just going to do 2 pumps on the back of my hand. Maybe 3. 3 pumps. So it's pretty runny. Swirl that around. I feel like my body still looks really tan. My face has no tan. And I'm just using my damp L'Oreal sponge, which is like my favorite. So since I have dry skin, I'm sure this is gonna look pretty good. I wonder if any of you oily skin people, do you guys like this foundation? Have you tried it? Because I feel like the only time I ever get oily is just like right here. That's honestly like the only spot. But I'm just curious, like, because I feel like not all matte foundations work for me. There's only maybe like 2 or 3 that I can think of off the top of my head that work for dry skin on me. So I'm just curious, like, if you have oily skin, like what dewy luminous foundations work for you guys. So that was 3 pumps and that's like no coverage. So I'm gonna do 2 more on the back of my hand and go back over. That's probably why I used up a whole bottle of this, because you do have to build it up quite a bit. I feel like there's only been like 2 foundations I've ever finished up. One is this, and then the other one is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. That used to be my favorite. Those are the only 2 I've ever used completely up. Okay, so that's about 6 pumps, and I feel like I got high, light, low, medium coverage. So I'm just gonna take the rest on the back of my hand and just go all over. Normally, I don't really care if I get full coverage. Like, I'm not really a full coverage person unless my skin is like acting up, which it is. But normally if I use like a light coverage foundation that's luminous, I just use a full coverage concealer, because I would rather do that instead of pile on a bunch of foundation and then have like cake face. So that seems like a lot of product. 6 pumps for this. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm going to do 3 more on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to take this Morphe G36 brush, which I need to clean. And let's do this side. Oh, okay. Like, instantly more coverage with a brush. You know what's crazy is, like, the last foundation first impression I did, I preferred it with a brush, which is weird because if you've watched the rest of my foundation first impressions, I hate applying foundation with a brush and I always use a sponge, but I don't know what's happening. Okay, look at this. 6 pumps, 3 pumps, still some on the back of my hand, and I got more coverage. So I think definitely apply this with a brush first and then go back over with a sponge just to get rid of like brush strokes. Yeah, okay. So I feel like I need to make like a, yeah, look at that. It just covered all of that. I feel like I need to make like some kind of chart for myself that says like drugstore matte foundations that I like, apply with brush or sponge. Just so I can remember. So yeah, definitely apply this with a brush because that gave me way more coverage, and then I'm just gonna lightly go over with the sponge so there's no brush strokes. And so far I'm happy with this foundation. Like, I feel like a broken record at this point, but I know almost immediately when the foundation touches my face if I like it or not, and like I already know I like this. I liked it 2 years ago, I still like it now. But it is really luminous. I wonder what it would look like though with a matte primer. I can't remember if this concealer is full coverage or not. I'm pretty sure it is. This is the, might be too light, but oh well. This is the ColourPop No Filter Concealer, and it's in the shade Fair 5. So I'm gonna use this. I like it because it's a flat doe foot, and oh baby, that's light. So I'm just going to press that in with a brush. This is the Morphe E45. This looks pretty full coverage. I feel like I always like overload on concealer and I don't need to. I feel like a lot of people on YouTube do this, and like really, you don't really need that much, so And then I'm just gonna blend out my nose with the sponge, because for some reason I can never blend out my nose concealer with a brush. It just like takes it away. And then with the sponge over here, I have a dry patch right here. Ugh. It's always so hard to get. Oh, something weird is happening. It's like clinging really bad right there, which is weird because I loaded up on the eye cream and moisturizer last night and again this morning because my skin has been like really dry, and like it's still like, ugh. Oh, it looks so crusty patchy right there, but I don't think it's the concealer. I think it's just dry patches. Ew, I guess I'm gonna be rocking the crusty under eye today. Yay. So this foundation said that it only lasts up to 8 hours, which I usually do my foundation like wear test for at least 10 hours. So I'm anxious to see how that's going to wear, how this is going to wear over 8 hours. But I think I'm gonna do some cream products today because I never do cream products. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my face. So I probably will use a cream bronzer, the Chanel bronzer, a cream highlight, and I might skip blush, and then I'll just set my entire face with powder when I'm done because I want to keep that like luminous kind of glow. 11:52 right now, so we'll just say the call time is noon. Hopefully I can remember what time I was done when I do my next check-in because I can never remember. So we'll just say it is noon, and then I will keep this on until like 10 o'clock tonight. So I will see you guys here in a minute. Is it just me or did my lighting get darker? I'm so confused. Anyways, so I'm gonna tell you everything that's on my face and then I'll let you know how I feel. So for bronzer, I used my Chanel Soleil Tan Chanel Cream Bronzer. I used the Perricone MD No Blush Blush. It's a really pretty like corally pink shade. Whenever I apply like actual liquid bronzers or highlighters or blushes, I always like put it on the back of my hand, spread it out, and then I pick it up with my sponge. Like that's how I apply like liquid products. For highlighter, I used this, and I don't think this did not go well on top of that concealer. So, but it is really pretty, so I had to put another one on top. But I went in first with the Flower Beauty Glisten Up highlighter chubby stick thing. And then for actual highlighter, since it just, I don't know, it just didn't look right, I used my Lancome Dual Finish highlighter in the shade 01 Shimmering Buff. This is so pretty. If you're looking for a new highlighter, go swatch these. I think there's like 5 shades, but this is the #1 shade and I really like. And then I also have the Luminous Gold, but it's pretty dark, so I can only use that in the summertime. But this is so pretty. For brows, I used my Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Blonde, and then to set them, I used my Essence Make Me Brow in Blondie Brows. What else? For mascara, I used my Buxom mascara. I almost had a brain fart. What else? To set my under eyes, I used this. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the shade 05 Fair. And then for lips, this is like my favorite Lancome lip liner. This is in the shade Ideal. So you have the product on one side and then you have a little blending brush on the other. I love this lip liner. It's so pretty. And then I busted this out. This is the Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in the shade Stone. So that's everything on my face. Oh, and then I just threw a little bit of bronzer in my crease. I just used the LA Girl Pro Face HD High Definition Matte Pressed Powder. I think this is a foundation powder, but I use this for bronzer, and this is in the shade Classic Tan. So I think everything looks good on the outer perimeter and like from here down. I don't know if it's, because this happened to me yesterday when I was doing a foundation first impression, like my under eyes were getting really cakey and patchy. So maybe they're just like super dried out. I don't know, like something weird's happening. So the concealer looks really cakey, patchy, like right here and then right here. I don't know what's going on. Like maybe my skin is just a lot drier than I thought. So maybe instead of using like these full coverage matte concealers like the ColourPop No Filter, I probably should have used the Maybelline Fit Me concealer or the L'Oreal Pro Glow. So that could be my bad. But yeah, I mean, I really like the foundation. Oh, and then I set my face with MAC Fix Plus, so I like to use this to bring more like glow to my skin. And then I wanted to make the foundation a little bit more dewy because when I set my concealer with the Maybelline powder, I feel like it took some of that glow away. So then I used the Milani Make It Dewy setting spray. I think everything looks good except for my under eyes. Hopefully you can see, I'm not sure, but it looks really cakey right here and right here. Other than that, I think the foundation looks great. So really I'm just complaining about the ColourPop concealer, but this video is supposed to be about the L'Oreal Lumi foundation, not the ColourPop, but my bad. So I'm gonna jump off here and change, and then we're heading to Six Flags Magic Mountain. So I'm gonna do my check-ins there, at least one of them. So I will see you guys here in a couple of hours. Hey guys, so I'm back and it is 9:38, so I'm 20 minutes early. I apologize, I didn't wait the full 10 hours, but I really want to take this makeup off because my eyes are on fire. I didn't get a chance to do a check-in when we were at Six Flags. I set my alarm to do like a 4-hour check-in, and then my alarm didn't go off, and by the time I realized that it didn't go off, it was already dark, so there was nowhere for me to sneak off to do like a midday check-in. But this is what my skin looks like up close. I think the foundation still looks really good. It only claims to last for up to 8 hours, and I've had it on for almost 10 hours and I still really like it. I think it looks really good on my forehead. Here I'm a little shiny, but I put a bunch of highlighter there, so that's probably why. But let me tell you, this ColourPop concealer, I feel like when I first used it, I liked it, and now I don't like it, and it is not roller coaster proof worthy. It does not hold up on roller coasters. Like, my eyes were watering really bad because it was freezing cold, and I like cried off the concealer. That has never happened to me, by the way. So I would definitely recommend the L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation. Just as much as I loved it 2 years ago, I really, really like it, and this is definitely something that I would reach for. I did not set the outer perimeter of my face or right here with powder. I just left it because I used all cream products, so the only area that I set was underneath my eyes and like right here where I had the concealer, and it looks really good. Like, I really like how it looks on my forehead, so I definitely recommend this if you have dry skin. I liked how it covered up my pimples too, and they're still covered almost 10 hours later, so that's even better. However, I know this has nothing to do with this foundation first impression, but I don't like this ColourPop No Filter concealer, and I thought I did, so I'm a little irritated. Thank God it wasn't super expensive. I could have sworn though when I first used it I liked it, so I don't know. Anyways, let me know if you have oily skin and if you've tried this foundation in the comments below and what you think. Also, don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this foundation wear test. And please subscribe if you haven't already on your way out if you would like to see more of me. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.